This is what I learned from my multi-million dollar mentor, and I am going to share all the secrets with you today. So, hello and welcome back. This is me, Joana Fatondji. I am a transformational life coach, aka working with the stars to build their brand, create their offer, and sell to finally get paid to create. So, today I want to talk to you about what I learned from being in containers with my multi-million dollar coach for over 7 years. I have invested over 100,000 euros or dollars into my personal development and been around rich people. My clients were stars, star lawyers, cultural architects, influencers, rappers, creators, designers. Like I have worked with people at their highest level. And I too have been all around the world, spoken on stages in LA, in Germany, in Amsterdam, in Rotterdam. Like I've been around the world. And what I've learned is that truly, and I know you've probably heard that so many times before, but the real gift is you. The real gift, the real brand, the real offering, the real cutting edge is you. And it took me a long time to integrate all of my identities because my multi-million dollar mentor, I had a few, right? But the one that I'm referring to right now is that she was a white woman, right? My mom is white. I am half white, half black. So for me, I don't care really about investing in like who it is, right? As long as the integrity is right and the values is right, I'm going to learn from you. But what that did to me was that I always felt like I had to hide my maybe my blackness, my savageness, my expressiveness, my little like punch in the face kind of identity, right? And that is the danger of working with maybe mentors that are not fully aligned with you, even though of course it's good. Like she was the first that I found where I'm like, wow, that's the kind of knowledge that I need. So I wanted that. Oh my God. I wanted to learn with her. But then again, I couldn't fully be me just by my own definition, right? I couldn't fully be me with everything that I am, with where I come from, with my little hip hop side and all of that, right? So what I want to tell you again is that the thing that I focused on in my work now is the identity. And it's not just one identity, right? Everybody's speaking about the identity shift and so on. We have multiple identities, right? It's about integrating different parts of self or even activating different parts of self. And I'm going to walk you through a few of the identities that I embody. I always like to say the first identity that I embody is my divine identity, right? My spiritual identity, my cosmic self-aware consciousness, right? That is the first thing. That is the center of everything. My connection to spirit, to life, to Ashe, right? That is my first identity. Then, as I said, my mom is white, my dad is black. So I am multi ethnical. That alone is a struggle. Oh my God, finding your true self in that and being clear on everything that you truly are, that has been a work. So I am a professional in identity work. Oh my goodness. So I am multi ethnical. Then I have all these passions. This is also what I call identity, right? I grew up on stage, being a dancer, being a singer, being an acrobat. I used to do martial arts. Then I went back into dancing. Then I went into acting, like all of the things, right? And also singing, like all of the performing arts. That's my jam. That's my thing. Yes, that's so me. I identify with that. It's part of my identity. But I'm also a nerd. I'm also a reader. Like you can see my library here in the background. Like I read, I learn, I am an intellectual. I have learned all of the spiritual knowledge, right? All of the books, the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita. I read all of that. And then I read all of the things my mentor gave me, like the Francis Neville Shin, the Neville Goddard, the Think and Grow Rich, the Napoleon Hill, like all of that. I read all of that, right? So I am an intellectual as well. I bring all of that together. I'm saying all of that, stay with me because maybe that's you. Maybe that's you too, right? So I read all of that. Then I also am a nutritionist. right? I became a holistic nutritionist, medically proven nutritionist. And because I love to learn, I love to be this woman of the world, the woman of culture. That's how I like to call myself too. So I have done all of these things, and it was so hard for me to bring all of that together into the personality that I am, right? That is the true liberation, because I believe that, especially if we are highly educated, multi-skilled, multi-educated women, like, we think we have to portray like this certain kind of identity to be taken seriously as a professional, and then to get paid, right? We want to get paid. Right? But the thing is, like, you have to be you. You have to be you again, and this you is all of that, right? Your spiritual identity, your ethnical identity, then all of the different things that you've learned, right? All of the things that you love, everything, all of that is you. That is so, so, so important. And I, again, as I said, I think this is really my expertise. This is it, to be all of you at once, right? And that is called brilliance. That is called brilliance. Brilliant is multifaceted, and that's who we are. So, with that being said, you are allowed, this is your permission slip. You are allowed to be multifaceted, and that is what makes you the brand. That is what is going to like bring in the people. That is what is going to attract the right clients, corporation partners, and so on, and the money. Right? Because I said I learned from a multi-million dollar mentor, and probably that's why you clicked, right? But that's what I learned. And that's how I started making big money, right? That's how I started living my dream life. That's how I started working with the kind of clients that I work with, right? With other stars. I always like to call my clients stars, because that's what they are. And I know that I am the permission slip for them to finally step into their star appeal. Okay. So, that is the first thing. Bring your identity together. You're not just one, right? You bring all of that together. You bring all of that together with a little spice, with a little savageness, with a little sass, with a little badassness, right? Because you're not here to be a clown, right? Even though you're a funny personality, but you're not a clown. You're here to get paid. Okay? So, that's the identity. Then I always like to point out the process, just to give a little framework for the mind. So, you are the identity, and then you want to decenter. I always like to say true mindset work is decentering the white God that somebody put in your mind. Like, God is not a white man, okay? If at all, I believe that it is both, right? Both the black goddess, the black goddess Madonna, right? Not Madonna, but the black goddess, and the white god, whatever, right? Like, we have the multiplicity, we have the duality, right? God is an energy, and so many different, yeah, hierarchies. But we can talk about that another time if you want to know more about that, because as I said, I studied a lot of spiritual systems. So you have to decenter that because you are your own spirit. You are your own entity. You are your own authority. You are, yeah, an extension of source. You are a child of the divine. So act like it, right? You are authority. You don't have to crown and center like someone else, but maybe your lineage, right? Good. So then you have to activate your body, right? Like, the decentering was for the mind. Now you have to activate your body. You activate your sexuality. You activate your spirituality. You activate your confidence. You activate your heart. You activate your throat. You activate your vision. You activate your receptivity to the divine. Yeah, from the roots up to the crown. That is becoming whole. That is becoming holy. This is what my brand is called, Healing into Holiness, right? Because it's all remembering, bringing all the members together, right? Bringing all the members together. Good. So you activate yourself. And this is also how you are in alignment with what gives you life, right? The giving life doesn't come from the mind alone. It comes from your punani. Yes, it comes from your energy center, the root, the right? You want to be turned on by your vision, by your work, what you do, how you do it. That's it, right? You activate your body. So then you also continue to regulate yourself through that, through being in your body, through moaning. Moaning is a way to regulate your nervous system. You know that, right? Moaning, singing. Yeah. This is it. It's the way. Okay, it's the way. Laughing. Oh my god, laughing is the best way to regulate your nervous system. Did you know that? Also, of course, breathing and dancing and all of that, that's regulation. And then you step on the scene. This is the process that I like to take people through, is to regulate your nervous system, to then show up, and speak, to offer, to talk about your offer, to talk about your creation, to talk about what you have for the people, right? We need to decenter all the bullshit that the world has told us. Then we get into the body, into the pleasure, and then you start speaking. Oh my God, so important. Speaking. You're a beautiful woman. I know that because I'm a beautiful woman, and like attracts like, right? But you're not only who you like, what you look like, right? And you know that, like, probably you have been thinking in your life that I am not only what I look like I'm so much more. Like, I'm so brilliant. I love my mind. I love my spirit. And people just see me for how I look. And maybe you have been hiding behind the way you look, right? You've been hiding behind the way you look because that's yeah, people can't attack that. But then, oh my god, you come out and talk about all of the things that you are, people are overwhelmed. But that's exactly who you are. I give you permission. All right, you can finally come out and play. And what else? Yeah, and then you continue doing that. You embody who you are. You embody all of the parts at once, right? You embody all of it, all of the parts. You remember who you are, and then you come out and play. That means you talk about what you have to offer, you talk about what you can do for people, and then you invite people into your world, into your offer, into your products, into your services. And you sell to get paid, right? Selling a serving, selling a serving, selling a serving. If you don't serve the dish, nobody can eat, and people are looking forward to receive your medicine. Okay, good. So that's what it is. That's what I learned from my multi-million dollar multiple coaches. Like, I worked with so many people. As I said, I invested a lot of money into my personal transformation to collect all these tools and to finally become holy, in finally to become the divine savage, right? All of everything that I am. Yeah, I paid my dues. So that's what it is. And if you're looking forward to create the whole version of you, remember who you are, and bring all the members together to create this one holistic confusion, to create this one holistic, a coherent brand, create an offer from who you are, and then to sell to get paid. Sign up for the waitlist for my original method. This is where we get to work, because it is going to be a little work, a little soul activation, soul excavation, and bring all of who you are to the table. And I'm looking forward to hear your comments. What has been the number one mindset that kept you stuck, right? From being all of who you are, all the parts, the fear of abandoning this part or this part and not being seen as professional and whatnot. What has it been for you? I want to hear from you. And most of all, if that resonates with you, I want to see you on the wait list. I want to see you in the community. Get over into the community. The community is free. And I'm looking forward to see you there. And I'm looking forward to see you in the original program. All right. So see you in the next one. Until then, you are a force of nature. And I'm looking forward to see you act like it.